and welcome to the Sports Diplomat Show. Please visit our website at thesportsdiplomat.weebly.com.
Also, follow us on Twitter at Diplomat Sports and tweet us your questions, and we will be sure to get back to you.
Thank you. So how about those matchups this weekend on Sunday? Buffalo at San Francisco.
All right, San Francisco wins 34-20. The reason being, Frank Gore will just run the ball. They will give him the ball, and he'll just run it. Jim Harbaugh knows exactly what he's doing. He's been in here before. He is a new guy, and he's turned this team around. They are a defensive-first team. This defensive line and this defense in general is one of the best. They are 5th in opposing passing yards because they put pressure on them, and that makes them not stand a chance. I don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick will be able to do much since he turned it over so much last week. And he has had problems consistently turning the ball over because he does that a lot. So I just think, honestly, that San Francisco will just be too much for Buffalo. Buffalo loses 34-20.
I totally agree. I think this game will go all on offense. Either Fitzpatrick and Spiller will succeed or Alex Smith and Frank Gore will succeed. It's going to be all on offense, and they're both defenses are just great defenses that can hold them back. I think if they can just keep from going 3 and out, then they'll win the game.
San Francisco also has Vernon Davis and Michael Crabtree, and Vernon Davis is a great asset for Alex Smith, and he can pretty much just open up the whole offense. That makes it really tough for Buffalo or any defense to stop, and since Buffalo, they don't look great against Tom Brady, I think they'll continue to struggle. All right, so the second matchup, we're talking Atlanta Falcons at Washington Redskins. How do you think that game will turn out?
I honestly think that Atlanta will beat them at Washington, 38-24. That's my prediction. And I feel like that because I just think it'll be a matchup between quarterbacks. Matt Ryan any day beats RG3, in my opinion. And I just think he will lead his offense to victory. So what do you think?
I disagree. Let me tell you why, okay? RG3. Washington wins this one 30-27. Atlanta, last week, they faced Cam Newton, running quarterback. I don't see them doing that again. Carolina was in that game the whole entire game. They gave it to Atlanta. Washington won't do that. Washington wins. RG3 is a mobile quarterback. He can play. That defense is good. The receivers are, that team is a lot better than last year, okay? They are ready this year. Washington makes the next step. 30-27 Washington.
I don't know. Atlanta's on a roll, 4-0, and Matt Ryan just knows how to handle that pressure. And RG3 is a rookie. I don't think he can handle it.
Yeah, I understand.
Even though it is at Washington.
Falcons are rolling. Their defense, they get all the credit, okay? But I just think RG3 at the end of the day will be too much for any team. And when you get him going, that makes every defensive coordinator's job a lot worse. And they just have heart attacks. They stay up all night preparing for RG3. It's just a nightmare. And he produces so many mismatches, and that whole team does. I just don't see Atlanta keeping up with it. It's going to be a struggle the whole game. It's going to be close, and it'll probably come down to like a field goal. But I think Washington wins close.
All right, so our next game is Philadelphia Eagles at Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think about that?
All right, here we go. 3-1, Philadelphia. 3 games, they won by 4 points. Pittsburgh, 1-2. I understand Pittsburgh's a tough place to play. Philadelphia, 24-20.
I disagree. I've got Pittsburgh winning 24-17. The Eagles just haven't impressed me in the last weeks. Their biggest margin of victories too.
What do you need to impress you?
Michael Vick playing like a man.
Michael Vick?
Yeah.
All right. How about wins? Does that impress you? Wins?
No, not when it's only by 2 points, 1 point, and 1 point.
Last year, their struggle was they couldn't win close. They lost 4 games that were close. That's why they didn't make the playoffs. This year, they're doing the complete opposite. They are either getting killed, which they did once against the Cardinals, or every game they're taking down, and they're somehow, whether you can say it's the refs, okay, you can say they got some breaks, but at the end of the day, they're getting these close wins, and that's what matters. The wins is all that matters. So I like the Eagles in this one. LaShawn McCoy is going to be a huge factor. Andy Reid realizes Michael Vick cannot throw 56 passes a game. If he does, he doesn't do good. Last week, 0 turnovers. That is a huge step up as they had 12 the past 3. So I just think that Michael Vick does his job. He doesn't have more than 1 turnover. Deshaun McCoy holds onto the football. He runs the ball. He pounds it. I understand this offensive line is struggling. They got 2 backups in. I understand that. But I think D'Amico Ryan's the middle linebacker. He's the piece that they got this year that will put this team together, and they will be able to stop the Steelers' high running game. They'll be able to stop that.
I don't know. The Eagles just haven't faced a defense like this year, and they're number 3 by stats. Pittsburgh is, and they're bringing back Polamalu and Harrison. And I feel like Harrison's just going to pound Michael Vick, and he's got a contusion in his knee right now, and he's going to play with it. And if he gets hurt, Nick Foles is in. He's a good player, but I don't think he can compete against that defense.
If Michael Vick cannot get that ball out of his hands, if the offensive line does not block, Eagles don't have a shot. If Michael Vick's getting hit every play like he has been, it's going to be a rough game, and he will not be in the end of that game. So I'm going to really put all the pressure on the Eagles' offensive line, because I think if they can win that battle, then I think the Eagles' defense is good enough to stop the Steelers. But like I said, the offensive line, I know it's a huge struggle. I mean, they got 2 backups, really a 3rd string if you count, since Jason Peters is out. So, I mean, that's where it's going to come down to the offensive line.
Definitely. All right, so Monday Night Football, New York Jets at Houston Texans. This is a big controversial topic right here. Will Tebow play? What do you think?
No. Will Tebow play? No. Should Tebow play? Of course not. Tebow should not play. His favorite target is the ground. He cannot throw it. He's not a quarterback. I mean, I think he should be playing more than punt protector, to be honest. He should not be sitting there being paid almost $5 million to sit there and protect punts when he almost blocks other teams' punts. But no, Sanchez is there. I know he did bad. Okay, he did bad, but Sanchez is better than Tebow. He's the best one they got. He's the only chance they got. And I mean, with the loss of San Antonio Holmes for the season, they really, I mean, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. And ever since Darrelle Revis got hurt, I mean, they won't make the playoffs. Okay, they'll be lucky to get 6 or 7 wins. They really won't make the playoffs. I got Houston win 34-13. I just don't think it'll be really close at all. I think they'll just kill it in the air. It won't be close. What about you?
Mark Sanchez just needs to perform more. He needs to show what he's made of, because he's getting paid $9 million a year just to throw the ball on the turf, and that's not right. And I think that is just sad. Last week they were at home and they lost 34-0 to San Francisco, and that is ridiculous. And Rex Ryan should identify that Mark Sanchez needs a rest, and he needs to be replaced by Tim Tebow for a couple plays. Tim Tebow, he's good. He's got a good running game.
Tim Tebow.
Yes, he's got a good running game, but he's kind of accurate.
Talking about the same person?
Yes.
Tim Tebow. All right, just checking. Okay, no. Tebow is not there yet. Okay, Wildcat, yeah, I mean, he's a good runner. Yeah, I get that. Thrower, he's not there yet. He's not. I don't think he ever will be. You cannot change that motion. His motion was so messed up in Florida. There's no way they can change that overnight. He's got a long ways to go, okay? Sanchez is the best hope they got. But, I mean, I just don't... Since Houston's opponent passing yards, they're only giving up 182 yards a game. That's second in the NFL. Either quarterback's going to struggle, but I think you have the best chance with Sanchez, even though he has really... The weapons he has is really limited right now, based on everybody that's out in general, since they didn't start with much.
Exactly. But hands down, the Jets lose this week. Texans are just way too good. They've dominated the AFC so far, and they're 4-0, and it's at Houston. There's no way that, no matter what the Jets play, there's no way that they can possibly beat the Texans. My prediction is Houston 31, New York 6.
Thank you for joining us in this NFL special segment.
Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blue.